Welcome to the Drunkard's Path. We're back from Houston and we have loads to share with you. It was just an incredible time, and before we get to that, I want to say that we have a shop tour of Drunkard's Path to show you. We're going to show you the Good News, Great Joy Fabrics Part 2. We have motor blockheads, we have a little cross stitch, and there are several things about the Houston show that I want to discuss with you. Lots and lots to cover in this video, so let's get started. So first things first is Houston itself. The quilt show was absolutely overwhelming and it far exceeded our expectations. Pat and I just were we were just speechless when we came around the corner and saw our quilt hanging there amongst some of the most beautiful works of art I have ever seen. These quilts were from different places around the world, and it was very much a humbling experience for us to have our quilt hanging in the midst of all these beautiful, beautiful works of art. They are all listed in the book that you can purchase at the front of the convention center, and it was just so well organized. So many people. There were, I think, like 600 vendors. It was just a feast for the eyes. And walking up and down all those aisles and seeing stuff, you really had to put the brakes on yourself from wanting to just buy, tons and tons of stuff. But it was a very memorable experience for us, for sure. Something that we will hold near and dear to our hearts, I'm sure, for the rest of our lives. And like as Pat says, where do we go from here? But I'm sure we'll find something. Anyway, while I was there, I came across a little booth, and it was called Quilt My Design. It's a quilt shop, I guess, in Denmark, and this really lovely woman, her name was Lynette Jacobson, and her husband run this. And as soon as I saw it, I just fell in love with the fabrics that they had hanging up and the patterns, and it was so unique that I saw this little sewing case, and hopefully we won't get too much glare here, but these little hedgehogs and the fabric and the little embellishments, they really took the time to put this kit together, and I just absolutely love these fabrics. So we kind of discussed back and forth on how maybe I would be able to purchase these fabrics and have them in our shop. So I'm gonna speak more with them in the coming days. And I picked up these little fat quarter bundles, and I'm sure Endels can zoom in, and you can see they're just such pretty colors. This subtle colors, like not in your face sort of thing, bright. And then I got the pinks as well, and they're just so pretty. I can't even explain it. Just everything about that little booth. If I could have bought it all, I would have. But I'm gonna make this, and when I get it completed, I'm gonna show you just how really sweet this kit is, and the fabric itself. So hopefully, if you like this, put it in the comments below. If you're interested in any type of these types of fabrics, let us know, or send an email to support@drunkardspath.com. And the more support we have for this, and then the greater it'll be that we actually can get these things in, because I don't want to just buy stuff for myself, but I'm hoping that you would be interested as well. So let us know. Also, while I was there, I was just kind of walking up and down the aisles, and I saw the booth for Jen Kingwell, and not really thinking too much of it, and I saw this one woman, and on her name tag it said Kingwell, and I thought, okay, that's not Jen. So I started up a conversation with her, and she was the daughter. And I said, oh my goodness, I said, is your mother here? She said, yes, she's just getting a bite to eat, and she'll be back in 10 minutes. So come back in 10 minutes. So I did. I came back, and I was just like starstruck because to meet Jen Kingwell. And I sat and I had a conversation with her, and she was such a lovely woman. and she said she agreed to get a photo with me, and I was just so excited and so happy. And as I was telling her about my shop, that I had opened up a shop earlier this year, and she asked me the name, and I said Drunkard's Path, and she goes, oh, she started laughing. She says, you're not going to believe it, but 25 years ago, I was going to call my shop Drunkard's Path. And I just couldn't believe it. It was just so funny. But she says my daughter talked me out of it because she said it was like sounded like a place where like a pub or a bar. But I thought the same thing when I was coming up with the name of this place. But you know what? We went with it anyway, and I think we get a few clicks on the internet, just people wanting to see what Drunkard's Path really is. But anyway, while I was there, of course I had to purchase something, and I got this really nice pattern called Girl Next Door. And I haven't really gone through it too much, but it's so cute. It's got these really sweet little girls and these houses around the outside, and anybody that's done a Jen Kingwell quilt, they can really appreciate the complexity and just how unique and beautiful that that she, you know, all the hard work she puts into her patterns. So here's kind of a little bit of a close-up of the little girls in the houses and that. But I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was really sweet quilt. So I'm looking forward to working on this in the coming, well, probably months, but I will eventually get to it. Anyway, when we saw our quilt, Pat and I, we just kind of stayed and hung around for a bit, and we talked to the people coming and going, and we answered their questions, and they were just so extremely kind, and they congratulated us, and we explained all about the quilt and who the powerful women that were shown in the blocks. Some of them you could guess, others they were kind of didn't really know, but then they went, oh yeah, as soon as you said, you know, the name of the lady in the quilt. And it was really a lot of fun to meet so many people from so many places, and they were just really taken with our idea and how we displayed it, and it was just I don't know, I'm running out of adjectives and whatever. It was just so much fun, and yeah, I'm gonna hold those memories in my thoughts for quite a while. But it was well worth the trip, that's for sure. And if you ever get a chance to go down to the Houston Quilt Show, I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed. Okay, next I'm going to talk about is when I got back, I was behind a block in the Moda Blockheads. This is block 8 that I did. I think I did it yesterday. I just kind of like went on there and grabbed the pattern, and so this is 8, and I think at the time of filming this is the block 9 will be out, so I don't know if there's like a finishing pattern or anything, so I'll have to check that and see what that looks like. So I'll next video I should have all 9 blocks done, and we'll see how we're going to incorporate all of them into the finished product. Okay, now I want to talk about, I don't know if I call it a sew-along or just something that I saw that caught my eye when Fat Quarter Shop put out this free pattern. It's called Faux Feathered Star. Now, it's absolutely free on the Fat Quarter Shop website, so we'll put the link down below so you can go and have a look at it and download it if you want. But they give like the fabric requirements, and it is so pretty. It is just such a beautiful quilt. Now so it'll be like 40 by 40 when it's done. And the fabric they made theirs out of, it looks more like something like a wintry star. I went with Good News Great Joy fabrics that we have here in the shop. I wanted to do more of a Christmas star. So I literally just finished this quilt top this morning, so like around noon. So I was just hoping to have it done in time for our video. And before I show you, I want to these are the 3 fabrics that I chose. So I have a dark the red, and you have kind of like a low volume or maybe a solid that you could use for your background. But I thought these three went together quite well. This is not in the Good News Great Joy. It's another collection that I'm sure. Well, I'll have Angelus write it down as I'm speaking here. He'll let you know what that one is in. But I thought these are such pretty fabrics. But according to the fabric requirements, I'm finding I have quite a bit of fabric left over. I'm going to use this one as my binding, so we'll use up a little bit of that. But there still is a bit left over, so I'm probably just going to use that in my backing. I might have enough. We'll see when I go to piece it together. But what I did, like, there's a lot of half square triangles and there's a lot of flying geese. Now don't let that intimidate you. There are ways to do these things that are not so scary. I use the triangles on a roll for all of my half square triangles, and it made things much easier. And then I use for my my flying geese, this Creative Grids, what's it called? The Ultimate Flying Geese Tool. And sometimes you forget what rulers you have in your inventory, but this tool, I thought, oh wow, why didn't I use this more? Because this makes just perfect flying geese. So this is what I used, and it made things go smoother. Not necessarily quicker, but smoother, and meeting up with all your points or not cutting them off or whatever. I have to say those things really helped. Okay, this is the finished quilt top, and I think it turned out so beautifully. It's just to me, it's just eye-catching, and I just love it. I'm gonna have this hanging in the front hall of our house for during the Christmas season once I get it quilted, of course. And I just really truly love it. So if you're interested in doing something like this, we've got lots of different fabrics here. You don't have to do it Christmas theme like I did, but you just need like two, nice colors, and then you've got your background. So it comes together really well. Again, pay attention to your orientation, because I almost did a couple of boo-boos, but I just laid it out on the table and I could just see, okay, I see how, all which way the points were supposed to go. But I think it's just a stunning pattern, and it went together fairly quick. I think I did this in a total of 3 days. So yeah, let us know if you want to if you want us to kit this up for you, and we can get this out to you quickly, and hopefully if you do it, post your picture on our social media and let people know and see the the different variations of this star. I think it turned out quite well. I'm happy. Okay, what is a video without a little bit of cross stitch thrown in there? I wanted to show you my finished, this is October weigh-in by Stitching with the Housewives. I did get this scarecrow on the pumpkin all done. So there's another one I can check off the box. I haven't fully finished it, but that will come in time. Not enough hours in the day. And when I was down in Houston, we took a little side trip to go shopping, and there was like an embroidery type store, and in it I found it wasn't necessarily cross stitch, but they sold some beautiful silk threads that I've always wanted to try silks. So I got these ones. Let me see, 1, 2. Got these 3 different colors. Now it's called Planet Fiber Earth. So they're very soft, and I think they're probably great to work with. And then I got these 2 little, these reds, and I just want to do cross stitch with just like 1 color. So I think there's more than enough here to do a nice, maybe Quaker style cross stitch. And I just like to try something different, try different fabrics and materials to see how you get different looks with your cross stitching. So I was kind of happy to find that little store, and they were very nice, very friendly in there. Don't forget about our Christmas contest we have, which will be on December 15th, and it's the peppermint bark quilt that we have our giveaway, and with all the fabrics in this nice little container here. We have all the fat quarters in the background and the binding fabric. So anybody that makes a purchase from now until that, well, from probably when would we have it, in September, October, November, and anybody that made purchases, your name is going to go into the draw for our giveaway. So I'm looking forward to see who the winner is of that one. So now here's Angelus to give part 2 of Good News, Great Joy fabric collection that we have.
Okay, so we got more Christmas fabric. But before that, I do want to say that for as much as we, are obviously selling fabric here, we're also trying to really sell the idea of quilting and making quilts and stuff like that. And for as much as, with the quilt show that we've seen, like you've seen how good people can get. You don't have to be anywhere close to that. Really, you just have to find something that you can make and enjoy. And hopefully with, the videos like this, what we've shown, like how you can make with like the socialites and other stuff like that, or with the fat quarter shop, the quilt top that you just saw, we're just trying to get you in really the groove of making things, specifically, obviously, quilts. And hopefully, we do a good job at it. So hopefully we're able to give you some pretty good ideas through the holiday season coming up about how you can use fabrics like this. So speaking of fabric, first one we got here going on is the Holly Red. And these are different pine cones. Next up on the Good News, Great Joy is another pine cone one called Pine Green. Next pattern here is a kind of plaid looking, and this one's called Holly Red. Another plaid, probably the favorite for me for the plaids. This one is called Snow. These aren't really plaid, but I mean, you get the idea. This one is also called Pine Green. And we also have a kind of star pattern. This one is called Icicle. And again, at our night at the Sarnia Quilt Guild, this one was it was a particular favorite. The next of the twinkly stars here is called Snow. And finally, the last one we got here is Midnight. So again, this collection was what was used in the quilt top that you just saw. So hopefully you get some good ideas about how you can use it this holiday season. Just as a reminder, all our yardage is $18.96 Canadian per yard, and for Kona solids, it's even cheaper than that. It's $10.52. And also for the 108 wide backs, like this, is $25.96 per yard. And now for a tour of every single bolt that we have in the shop.
And to start our tour off, on the top we have Halloween. And as we pan down, there is a little more of Halloween and Spellbound. And over to the left of that row is Jolly Good. And on the second row, we have Christmas Eve by Layla Boutique. And a couple of random Halloweens and the Halloween by Urban Chicks. So on the top, we have Hollyhock Lane. Moving down to Harvest Wishes. And our Delivered with Love collection. And down below we have Sunnyside and Sunflower. On the top we have Fruit Cocktail. And on the bottom row is Bliss and Flower Power. Here we have several fat quarter bundles, fat eighth bundles, some layer cakes, and here we have a bunch of Kona solids. And at the left end we have some French General. There's a Beautiful Day and Seashore Drive. Here we have Red and White Gatherings, The Shores, and a little boy print called Work in Progress. On the second row we have Lewis and Irene Spring Hair, and over to the right is a lot of Kimberbell. We have some Lori Holt Basics, Lori Holt Calico, several beiges and whites, and some black. Down below we have some textured solids, some Kim Deal, and Happiness Blooms. Here we have Good News, Great Joy, Part 1. Good News, Great Joy, Part 2. And one of my favorites, Oh What Fun. And here we have Cast a Spell. Kitty Loves Candy. Rustic Gatherings, Part 1. Rustic Gatherings, Part 2. Here we have a couple more Kona solids, white, black, and a couple of blues. And finally, we have some wide backs, 108 inches. I want to say thank you to everybody again for supporting us. And as always, keep sewing, keep stitching.